Hello and welcome to another PC game review. They say meditating is peaceful. Nothingness. Wait, if I'm thinking of nothing, doesn't that mean I'm not thinking of nothing? Wait, how come I hear myself talking to myself when I think? Oh my god, I'm talking to myself. Do I have multiple personalities? Is something wrong with me? Something's wrong with me. I originally played The Witcher on PC, and in keeping up with the series, The Witcher 3 was a no-brainer PC purchase for me. Having played the first two, I kind of knew what to expect heading into this. A big, epic adventure of good old-fashioned humanity and its tropes of stupid prejudices and greed, and banging older women. While it may very well seem like a hack and slash from the outside, and especially to newcomers to the series, it is actually more RPG in its approach. However, before I continue, I highly recommend a controller, as moving around and interacting requires some precision movement which is made harder without an analog stick. Now, moving on, some level of actual combat skill comes into play in a sort of strike-dodge-strike pattern, though the tools at your disposal can make things rather easy. Prepare yourself before combat and make use of the tools because you may find yourself rather squishier than you think. Next, and probably a majority of the game, be prepared to handle a lot of dialogue. I confidently can say about half of your time is spent in dialogue, so be ready to pay attention and make choices. The choices aren't immediately noticeable on the smaller scale, but give things a second or two of thought before you pick something. Following further into non-combat, you'll also play the detective on many occasions, using your Batman detective mode Witcher sense to figure out a scene and chase down suspects. The gameplay keeps itself varied by dividing up your time equally among these many different parts and more. From crafting, which I recommend spending time on by the way, as it'll make the late game a lot easier, to fist fighting to impress Yennefer, to being a total man whore, you pretty much do it all. And on that last note, Triss and Yennefer got their revenge on me. So now, every time I talk to either one of them, I do it without a shirt on. In short, mind-boggling. This is an epic adventure, and it doesn't really sink its teeth into you for at least 10 hours. The side quests are so fleshed out and interwoven with the main quest that it all feels surprisingly organic, and is a step forward for quests in the genre. Taking up Witcher contracts also serves to remind you what you're best at doing, and before you know it, hours upon hours upon hours are just vanishing as you dive deeper and deeper into the game. Know this, the game is easily worth more than its $60 price tag. A definitely impressive feat in the current generation. It is truly epic in scope, but I will note it's not truly open world. It's actually divided up into very, very large areas. Still, no shortage of places to explore and sights to see. Speaking of which, let's get the bad out of the way first. It was downgraded, most likely to accommodate consoles. Enthusiast PC gamers were disappointed, and I can't blame them. Having said that, yes, it is still a good-looking game. I was able to run it near maxed out, but I did find the frame rate fluctuating a lot, so I locked it down to 30 frames per second. Also, capturing this footage off the memory bus did incur a performance hit, however, telling me I was pushing the limits of my hardware on these settings. Having said that, expect it to stutter a bit as it streams a ton of data moving through the massive world. On that note, due to its massive size, expect visual and audio glitches, which is pretty standard of games on this magnitude. Besides, we both know you find this seizure prostitute incredibly attractive. Yeah, baby, work it. As for the story and its characters, let me sum that up as part of my final say, because after all, this game series is based on books written by a novelist. I was wrong. What I expected was still there, humanity and its flaws. But what I actually got was the most heartwarming climax to a story that is so simple, yet meaningful in delivering what it means to love and care about someone unconditionally. Through all the noise and mess of the world, including the game's own flaws, the one goal of finding Ciri eventually bears more fruit than you could possibly imagine, and this epic adventure draws to a close in what can only be termed as emotional masterwork. As I wait with bated breath for the next Zelda despite its delay, I had completely forgotten about it during my time with The Witcher 3, and that means something. I give The Witcher 3 a 9 out of 10.
Let's try it out then.
That's it for today. Subscribe for more reasons to click your mouse. I'll see you on my next PC game review.